Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman Super Fighting Robot. In the last part, we started off the wily Protoman castle combo, and now we're gonna go finish off the game. Starting off with probably the easiest and shortest stage out of the castle stages, but easily my favorite. We got Antigravity Platforming here, but it's not like most Antigravity Platforming because the way it works, in the background, there's going to be bars that indicate, once you pass them, what the gravity's going to be. There's 1 times gravity, there's half gravity, and then there's double gravity. And the game's going to carefully switch you between those for when you need to in order to make things a bit harder for you. It also has probably one of the most entertaining enemies in the game. You saw them on the last screens. They are TNATs, which is an acronym standing for Totally Not a Thwomp, because the Thwomps from Mario Brothers just straight up. I mean, look at that. It even acts the same. I don't do it until towards the end of the stage, just because I wanted to preserve my ammo for a little bit. But they are only destroyable by the giant axe. So if you want to just go all ham with that, you can. For me, I didn't want to do that because I knew between this stage and the rest of the game, I didn't think I was going to be saving as much, so I didn't need to replenish my ammo as actively. But if you're new, you're probably going to want to do that. Screens like this really do just show how ridiculous Magic Missile can get if there's enough enemies on screen. I love this weapon. But at the same time, Mega Man games should not have weapons that home this well because, yeah, I'm just kind of safe from everything. That is one thing I like about Mega Man, though. Even though there's always going to be, like, the usual kind of stuff for weapons, like, there's always going to be the shield weapon, there's always going to be the weapon that generally has a larger explosion, so on and so forth. Between the main series and the fan efforts, there's a lot of completely unique weapons, and the fact that they haven't run out of ideas yet just is a testament to how, not customizable, but not only imaginative the developers are on both the Capcom side of things and the fan side of things, but also just how many potential ideas there are for weapons if you can theme themselves correctly. And even then, if weapons end up being similar, they can still do different enough things. It's the whole difference between all the shield weapons, really, because yeah, they all protect you with a circle, but some of them can pierce defenses, some of them make you invincible, so on and so forth. I just find that really cool. This room makes me nervous because we are constantly getting closer to these spikes, and oh god. So something I was actually doing in between parts was I was actually doing some behind-the-scenes counting for stuff. Namely, I wanted to make sure, from this LP onwards, I knew what themes I had used for the boss rushes in each prospective Mega Man game. Because, you know, the whole speed-up thing I do with those. And in doing so, I realized I have over 45 Mega Man LPs, and also some of them are really hard for me to go back to. I won't delete any of them. I've only ever deleted one LP ever, and that's my original LP of Mega Man 6 for personal reasons. But, yikes. It's not pretty. But also, in doing that, I also made sure to count the amount of games I had done in total. And counting... Or was it not counting? One of the two. Not counting, I'll say for now, the one that I deleted and the ones that Pat and Matt did on this channel oh so long ago. I have, including the ones on my hard drive at the moment, waiting to be uploaded, 198 LPs, which means I gotta do something special for number 200 coming up. Probably within the next couple of weeks, more than likely. I already have it planned, but let's just say it's something you haven't seen in a while on the channel. Either way, it's time for the boss, who's weak against the Stoke Rain, so get that out. Meet the Pyro Core. This thing you can only damage normally when it's low on the ground because we're on double gravity here. It likes to try and set one half of the screen on fire, usually the one you're not, while it does the shooting attack. The way this attack works is that the low ones stay low, the high ones stay high, but if they start moving diagonal, or if it fires them both at once, they're gonna reverse which way they go. You can also rain fire down like nothing else, and then cause some more fire attacks with like a double arc across the screen. With the Soak Rain, though, because you can actually actively hit it multiple times with a single firing like that, it's one of the easiest bosses in the game, with its weakness. And with that, we're on to Castle Stage 5. where the game and series specific Capcom loved gimmick lies were coming up on our boss rush. Now, something I do want to talk about with this boss rush is that if you feel like you're not very well equipped for it coming up in terms of weapon energy, first off, there's a lot in this stage, so I don't have to worry about that too much. But in the case you want to get like some E-tanks or M-tanks beforehand, just save and quit, and if you have the bullets, go buy some, otherwise go grind some in one of the stages. I recommend Magic Man stage. Also, using the little double jump from Trash Attack, we can get this secret disc. But we're coming up on the boss rush itself, so enjoy the music. You know, Star Force 2 used to be my least favorite in that series, but nowadays it's basically tied for second with the first game. It's really good, but has some problems. Either way, let's head after Protoman himself. Protoman! It's not too late, brother. Join me. This world should be ours. I don't know what happened, but you can't do this! Please! I don't want to fight you! If you side with the humans, it seems we have no choice. Let's go! Don't hold back, Rock! Alright, with the 100% bonus from all the armor upgrades, this fight's pretty easy. Because Protoman is only vulnerable to the MegaBuster. None of the special weapons can actively hurt him. What you're supposed to do without the 100% bonus Buster's armor piercing is either get behind him while he's doing some of his attacks, or shoot him while he's shooting you, namely when he's jumping. That is a very fun but very hard way to do the fight, although I need to use an E-tank right now because I'm a bit low on HP, because he does hurt. But with the armor piercing, you can just mash the button and probably Pyrrhic victory him to death. A bit sad, but yeah, I like getting all the upgrades anyway, just because I find it a very fun gimmick about the game. The fight, though, he likes to just charge up his shots and shoot 2 in a row and then a third one very quickly. He likes to do 3 jumping shots and then 3 more on the way back down, so on and so forth. Not too complicated, but hard to dodge all the same. Damn! I can't lose here. I failed you, Wily. Where am I? What did I do? It's all right. It wasn't your fault. Dr. Wily must have been controlling you. Who could have seen this coming?
Well, looks like we can put an end to this charade.
You.
Looks like my pet has finally broken free. It was fun while it lasted, though.
Protoman, head back to the lab. I'll finish this. Wily, if I weren't so damaged, I'd finish you myself.
Oh, I'm so scared. As for you, Megaman, I'll deal with you myself.
Wily, you never learn, do you? Yeah, he really doesn't. No matter how many times we beat him, he comes back, someone has the funding for another castle, so on and so forth. It's actually kind of impressive in its own way. But with that, we're on to the final stage of the game, Wily 6. With a theme that's just a remix of the credits themes from Mega Man 2. Or is it Mega Man 1? No, it's Mega Man 2. It's Mega Man 2. And we even get one last disc. I think that's the C-137 mode that turns you into Rick from Rick and Morty. And they give you a very good weapon recharge here, so in case you're running low, you can use it pretty well. Now, the first phase of the final boss is weak against Giant Axe, so get that out because it's time for our usual Wily machine. This thing has a lot of large attacks. It has a cannon that's going to fire giant rotating beams a la the yellow beams from the first Wily machine in Mega Man 1 that will then split off when they get towards the ground. It has a fire attack that'll home in on you and then split off for larger explosions. I think it has a ground-based attack, but I think I'm thinking of this next phase, which is weak against the Coal Barrage. The big thing to know is that the giant axe will also destroy the mouth, which fires out the giant fireballs. This phase fires out blue beams that will home in on you, pellets out of the cannon on the left and right, and then has giant metal blades, basically, that come out of the front cannon that come out in kind of staggered patterns, so you need to watch out where you're jumping there. Yeah, I think you need to jump over the last two in a row for that. And now time for the Wily Capsule. This thing's weak against Zap Barrier and will teleport all over the place, doing attacks that are very familiar to most Mega Man fans. Balls that are followed up by waves which bounce around. It has the 4 homing at balls from Mega Man 7 on higher difficulties. It has an ice attack that can freeze you. But with Zap Barrier, it's very easy. Honestly, it's probably the easiest chain of boss fights in the game because you have the weapons, you have the stock up from E-Tanks more than likely. A very easy final boss, but that's not bad. It's still a fun one, especially on Insane Mode, from what I've heard. It's over, Wily!
All right, all right. I'm sorry for what I did. I'll come quietly. Not. Farewell again, Mega Twerp.
Panic button engaged. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Evacuation within the next 15 seconds is recommended. Not again. Take care of the planet, and the planet will take care of you. Yeah, there's no reason man, machine, and nature can't coexist. You lack focus. Stay calm and you may be able to beat him someday.
Ugh, we'll see who's the strongest soon, Mega Man.
Keep digging. There must be some coal past all these worthless diamonds.
Battle routine set, execute. Get out of my cyberspace, you flimsy strings of code.
Time to get the old guild back together. Looks like we found our next quest.
Ha! The glory of battle. I'll never tire of it.
Orcish brute, how about you? Water purity, 83%? 82? How can this be possible? Why do we even fight? Is there really no other way? And that's Mega Man Super Fighting Robot. The first half of the credits is going to be the name roll call of all the enemies, which I actually really appreciate these because even though I don't remember most of the enemy names, I'm glad they at least have them. Also, you might notice there's some little visual flickering going on throughout this entire credit sequence. Apparently the credit sequence has been known to have bugs in all the various versions of the game. Like I recall seeing one where when the anti-Mega Bulwark eventually shows up, apparently it's stretched out over most of the rest of the credits for the enemy call at least. Super Fighting Robot is a very well-crafted Mega Man fan game. It takes itself just seriously enough to the point where, yeah, you can tell that the developers are a fan of the series, but I like that it also plays almost out as a parody of the franchise in a way, because Mega Man's just so aware of things in this game, and it works. The weapons are very useful. The bosses make for a challenge to Buster only, but with their weaknesses, I feel like they're appropriately easy, if not a bit too easy sometimes. Thankfully, they still can do enough damage to be a threat. The big highlight of this game, though, to me, is the enemy placement in the stage design, because, yeah, the stages have gimmicks, but they're not as active as they are in other games in this franchise, fan-made or otherwise. And so, because of that, to me, the enemies are the big highlight there, and they're all really good pattern recognition. Overall, the game's pattern recognition is really good. If you want to play the game itself, I've linked down in every single video the download link to the game off of the developer's site, or the closest thing to it I could find anyway. So if you want to play it for yourself, you can. I recommend it. There's a lot to do here between all the difficulties, all the extra modes, all the bonus stuff, and especially the boss refights on the higher difficulties. The final super boss you unlock for beating the game on Insane mode is, well, insane. It's a really cool fight, just from the way you can tell the developer crafted it as such a fan of the series that he decided to make so many references to the franchise itself. Also, you might see these question marks in the credits. Those are references to boss fights we have not unlocked yet and they didn't want to spoil. Some of them referencing the developers that originally created them, so on and so forth. It's really cool. Also, it's really weird seeing Aaron and Danny in a game's credits. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks to Mr. Weird Guy for developing the game. You did great. And I'll see you guys next Let's Play, whatever that may be. See you guys then.